A few weeks ago, I did a major pantry clean out here. I started looking around my kitchen, which is small and which cannot tolerate a lot of stuff. And I saw my pantry was overflowing into other parts of the kitchen, and I had stacks of stuff everywhere. I also started taking a real critical eye at what I had on my shelves, and I realized there was a lot of stuff I didn't want, I didn't like, I was never going to use, and which I was moving around all the time, trying to avoid it, putting it in the back, stacking it, looking up recipes. Maybe one day I would do this, one day I would do that. I finally decided none of this is working. So I grabbed a couple of bags and was pretty brutal. I looked at the stuff that was in there, and everything which I was making excuses for went in the bags and out of the house. I have a friend who lives on a large piece of property with a bunch of people, and they all cook communally. So I gave him a call and he took it all. So that was awesome. If he hadn't have done that, our local library has a table for food to give away, and so does one of the thrift stores. So there was always going to be a place for it, just not on my pantry where it wasn't being used and was blocking access to stuff that was going to be used. So I'm going to do a little pantry tour right now of what I do actually use and the stuff I like and how I arrange things here. Most everything I have, as I will mention again in the video, is in either some sort of container, mason jars or plastic containers, unless I'm planning to use it in the near future. I live in the woods and we do have critters, and I find that this seems to be the best to just put everything, pack everything away as securely as possible. So let's go check it out. We'll start at the top. I have a lot of plastic containers for the refrigerator and for the shelves. I also have glass mason jars. You'll see I live in the woods and there are critters that come in, and I have seen things I don't want to see again. So basically, if I have as much as possible in a container and closed up, then there's nothing to attract them, and you know, it just is better. So here's some of my extras. Some of these are things for things in the refrigerator. Some are for again, things on the shelves. Now, stuff that I'm going through or eating within the next month, I don't usually do that. For example, my Rice Krispies up there, I'm eating those daily, and I have some oatmeal here, which is also pretty well sealed, an open one and a closed one. If it becomes a problem, of course, I will transfer them in the future to another container. My first top shelf are my meals ready to go. So I have canned soups or sauces. I have like mashed potato flakes, buckwheat, a box of mac and cheese, a box of rice-a-roni. That red box is cheeseburger macaroni, just different stews and curries. Here's some minute rice. Got my almond milk, which I go through pretty quick. Here I've got extra pastas. There's some spaghetti. Over here I have egg noodles. Whenever I open anything, a package of anything like rice or noodles, I immediately take them out of the package and put them up here on the pantry for immediate use. I also have some red sauce, marinara sauce, and then I have another marinara sauce with roasted veggies in it. I also keep some cheesy sauces. I've got this ragu. It makes great mac and cheese, and here's some non-dairy cheese sauce. I recently saw at Dollar Tree they have nacho cheese now in a can. So next time I'm there, I'll probably add those also to my pantry. I have some wild rice here. Found it on another shelf. It's supposed to be on this shelf. Here it is. And I also have some packets. I have some, mashed potato packets. I have a pizza crust from Walmart. I think I have one Knorr's rice here. So that's. And here to the far right, I have some nutritional yeast, which is handy to give a cheesy flavor to things. I have my packets like a little soy sauce and ketchup and things like that. And down here I have dried veggie, like dehydrated vegetables. Are really, really tiny. So those are nice. I can add those to rice or pasta or something. So all of these things on the shelf I go through them pretty quickly. They're like my first go-to for meals, or if I'm in a hurry, or if I'm tired, or somebody comes by unexpectedly, I can just grab something and I'm good to go. The condiments and olive oils and spray oils are here. Got different vinegars and my olive oil and sesame oil and stuff like that. If one of these is opened and they need to be refrigerated after opening, they will go into the refrigerator. So there's also some extra salad dressings. So this is kind of handy. I can keep an eye on what I have, and if something's getting low, I will know immediately. I have more canned food here. These are sort of things that need a little bit more preparation. I have diced tomatoes and garbanzo beans. I've just started making hummus out of those canned garbanzo beans, and oh my gosh, it's so good. Some rotel, some, I have some stir-fry veggies back here. A lot of the stuff I have on the top shelf is, I want to move it out a little faster, so I put it up there to remind me it's there. Over here I have my soup and salad, I guess you can say. I have a couple of cream soups, mainly chicken and celery. I also have several cans of broth, vegetable broth and chicken broth, and I will not be repurchasing broth in a can anymore. I have one of these vegetable broths left, but I also have broth in the refrigerator. It's like concentrate, so that's much more efficient. And insofar as chicken, next time I'm going to get powdered chicken broth or something in cubes, just because they take up so much less room. I also have some olives and artichoke hearts here. They're handy to put in pastas, to put in bread, to put in on pizzas, salads, so I always make sure I have a couple of cans of that too. Here at the end I keep my labels and a pen and some scissors, and some of the containers I have, I do like to put a label on them just so I can see what's in there immediately. Some of my containers are opaque, and if there's not a label, I will literally forget that they are there. Here we have some raw ingredients. I've got some vegan eggs. If I run out of eggs for baking, I have this powdered eggs I can use instead. It's shelf stable. I have some muesli there that I don't know what to do with. I'll figure it out. Somebody gave it to me. I think you can make granola bars out of them. That's why I'm holding on to it. I have some polenta. I have some of my premixes of cookies, cranberry breads, popcorn, of course, which I love. I have breadcrumbs and panko. I have salt here and Crisco. It's extra sugar. It's definitely a grab bag of items I need on a regular basis. I also have seeds here for my salads. Nuts I keep in the freezer. Finally, at the bottom, bulk items. I got so flipped out by Christmas that I ended up getting a bunch of boxed mixes and everything, and I've overflowed a little bit, but that's okay. I'll use them up, or when something else empties up, I'll add them to it. I have rice. I have my bulk tea, black tea. I have one box of Bisquick. I'd like to make that Bisquick coffee cake one of those times. There's my rice. This one and the one beneath it are dried beans and dried peas and stuff, so when I make my beans in the crock pot, I've got them at the go. I have cornmeal. I have flour. I also have wheat flour on the other end, and here I have extra pasta that has not been opened. Finally, my baking stuff. Got all my baking, like pumpkin pie spice and vanilla and cinnamon and pie filling and just stuff like that, which is specifically for baking. Baking soda, baking powder. I would like to have them all on the one shelving there, but I just don't have room at this point, so it's sort of sitting here on the side. As I continue to consolidate my pantry, I'm sure I will find a way to put these onto that shelf as well, and have these part of the main pantry. Here are my spices. They are on two little sets of shelves here. I've overflowed them a little bit. I have a huge thing of cumin and a huge thing of taco seasoning, plus a couple other things that won't fit up there, but I really use all of them, and I like to have that variety. You can take a plain pasta or plain rice and really do a lot with it if you use the right combo of spices and herbs.
It's a little hard to see down here. This is my lowest, coolest, and darkest cabinet, and here I keep my dehydrated items, apples and celery, carrots, mixed vegetables, all that sort of stuff. I didn't want to keep them out on the pantry because I think light does no favors to this. I also have some nice olive oil that needs to be in a dark, cool place, and I have some tomatoes in olive oil, which I'm saving for a project. And again, light doesn't these things no favors. So everything is down here.
So my goal is to continue to make my pantry more efficient, more user-friendly, and more reflective of my day-to-day life and eating habits. I'm just really on a roll this year to get rid of things that are holding me back and frustrating me and standing in my way. And not just talking about the pantry. Wishing you all the best in removing your own roadblocks, wherever and however they may be. Thank you so much for watching.